everyone is now being made aware of mental health, especially since today is Mental Health Action Day, which is basically a day where people, speak out on mental health, and they also, display action around it, of course. So today's action that I would like to discuss with you guys is actually by Ninah Jackson, who is the Prince George's County student member of the board. And she actually helped pass a law in Prince George's County that allows students to have 2 days in both semesters where they can take off school. Like, it's basically their mental health days. So I would just like to show you guys a video on why she decided to do this and why she thinks it's helpful.
Describe to me a little bit of what it's been like in a school year like any other right now.
I'll go first. I think the word is definitely unprecedented. I mean, no one could have possibly expected, we'd be learning from home. I think that one of the sentiments that a lot of students can relate to is just the troubles of that come with having to learn on your own in the comforts of your room or your home with, God knows what's happening. Prior to distance learning, I wasn't the best at math. Calculus isn't my strong suit, and I can only tell you that I've probably gotten worse with virtual learning. There's nothing that compares to, having the security and the oversight of, your teacher, your administrator, and other faculty and other peers with you in the schoolhouse. So I think that's something a lot of us really miss.
I did want to get you all's perspective on the being intentional about integrating mental health days into the calendar. From a student perspective, what do you think are some of the pros and cons? And then even from a teacher or administrator perspective, what do you think are concerns or things that might come up as it relates to building this into a school year?
I think the biggest concern now that I've officially technically my graduation is tomorrow, but I've done with school. So after hearing how badly some seniors were affected by online schooling and stuff like that, I do think that mental health days are a good thing to have. However, my biggest concern is whether people are going to take advantage of it or not, because that would be the biggest thing that could take it away, because people are taking advantage of it.
I feel like with mental health, I've actually talked to a few people who shared pros and cons. Like Jordan said, a lot of people will take advantage of it and just use it to sleep in, which isn't the worst idea, but they won't use it for beneficial reasons. And it's just, it has its ups and downs to it, really. You can't go wrong, but you can't really go 100% good with it.
I agree with what Aisha just said. In the beginning, there are lots of pros, so many pros, but at the same time, there are so many cons that almost outweigh those pros. A pro might be you're able to sleep in, of course. You're able to miss school and get a breather. You're able not to do homework and not to have so much stress on your back from various classes. But at the same time, you have to catch up on that work. Then you have to do more homework. Then at the same time, if you had a test that day, you have multiple tests that you have to do. So at the same time, you have wins, but then right back you get paid back. So it's a little bit of both.
I think going back on the point for the cons, I think though, like you said, it was a good thing, but at the same time, what would people do with that time? Would they take advantage of it and do something to themselves? They take that time and not contact people if they're not okay. Will they use that time unwisely instead of thinking of their actions, thinking of what can I do to make myself better? Could they think of it as something bad and they are away from the connections that they might need?